Okay, so you can just give the indication, Yusuf, when we can start, inshallah, then we
You can start. You can start, Imam.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah, all praises are due to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who had granted us this opportunity once again, inshallah, to have the platform, inshallah, in our studies with regards to understanding the Arabic language. So inshallah was Allah ta'ala to grant us, the understanding and make it easy for us. And also, inshallah, was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us, the way forward, inshallah. I think what is important for us to maybe just note is importantly that I think with the group that's on class now at the moment, I just wanted to hear what your feeling be in, before we start with the lesson which we have on the board here. I was just thinking if it is okay with us, now that Isha is very late and it's getting, to almost after 8:30 and so on, which means it's going to actually result the class ending very late because, as we can see, we even starting later than 8:30. So I was just thinking, for us to maybe consider if there's a possibility, if we could start again maybe at 8 o'clock. And then we go through Isha and we finish at 9 o'clock, and then after that, everybody will then, depart and do the Isha, whatever the case may be, if it's okay with us, because I think that would be maybe something better for us instead of, of maybe going and continuing so long after 9:30 or so. So maybe, I don't know how we feel about it. Do you maybe want to give an indication before we start? If you want to unmute or whatever, what does everybody feel?
That's fine with me, ma'am. That can work. Perfect.
Me also,
Okay.
inshallah.
Fine.
Yes, it's starting to come too late now. Yeah.
Fine by me. Fine by Abba.
Shukran, Ahmed. Anybody else? Anybody else? Can we maybe? So we will just maybe at the end of the session, just ask what everybody's feelings are before.
Yeah.
Inshallah, what we're going to do now is we continue with a new lesson. Okay, as we can remember, last week we did the revision mainly of lesson number 19. It was. Where's my mouse now? Yeah, here we are. Okay, fine. So we'll see the new lesson that we're doing now is lesson number 19 in your books, okay? And it reads as follows there, the dual. I think with Yusuf's advice, I made the screen a bit bigger. I hope if, it will assist us, with our eyesight, to be able to maybe read even, the Arabic better or whatever the case may be, inshallah. So as we can see, now we're going into a complete different format of the noun. Remember, our main lesson is the nouns, okay? And as we had done the first whole session up to lesson number 19, if we can just recall that we've been doing mainly the nouns, okay? And obviously then the pronouns connected with the nouns, as well as now the last lesson was the harfu jar, meaning the prepositions, but it was all connected to singular nouns, okay? And therefore we can see we're doing now the second, we say the dual. Dual is in Arabic, it's called muthanna. So if we look at the introduction here, we see in Arabic there are 3 numbers, adat, adat. And this is important, as you can recall in our lessons that we've done previously. We're always used to remind ourselves, as the students, to take note of the following. Number 1, that when you have a noun and you have a adjective, like we say a sifa and a mawsuf, right? Most sifa is mostly adjective describing the noun, which is the mawsul. Then we always used to look at number one, it agrees in gender, if you can still recall. If the noun is feminine, then obviously the adjective must also be feminine, right? Remember that? And then we also mentioned, that, for example, when it's definite and indefinite, the al, the alamu ta'arif, and obviously where we find that we have the dommatain at the back. Remember, we did that one as well. But now we can see here, when we look at Arabic, in English and in Afrikaans, we have, like we call it in Afrikaans, enkelvoud and meervoud, meaning we have singular and plural in English. There's only two numbers, like we refer to it as two groups when it comes to the English and, the Afrikaans language, which we are familiar with. I'm not too familiar with the Xhosa language, so I can't actually give an explanation on that. But if we look at Arabic, we find Arabic has got three divisions. See there? Three numbers, namely singular is mufrad, right? We did that. Then we say the dual is muthanna, that we're doing here now. And then we're going to do another division of that. It is al-jam'u, meaning plural. Okay, jama'ana, jam'u, meaning plural. So what we're looking at here is we can see that in Arabic, there's singular, but then there's also dual. Dual means two people, okay? Therefore, for example, those of us who maybe make lots of dua and whatever, then we sometimes say, Allah maja'alhu or Allah maja'alha, then we refer to an individual, to one person. But then when we go a bit further and we say, oh Allah, grant the two of them, the dual, two of them, then we say huma. Remember, huma or huna, and there we can see, obviously, what happens there, that refers to two people. And obviously, when we look at plural, Allah maghfir lahum, meaning, Allah grant them. Okay? So therefore, that is important for us to take note of as we're going to go further with our studies with regards to the number, of individuals or the number of items that we're discussing is going to be in one of these three different categories. Okay. The singular has already been dealt with, as I had mentioned to us in the first chapter. This chapter will now introduce the dual. Okay. So we go further now, inshallah. If we look at that, we see that here we give you a mufrad. Okay. These are the Arabic terminologies, and inshallah we will start to use these terms or terminology so that we can also become, familiar with that. So the mufrad or singular. Okay. Now we can see here, for example, we find mufrad and muthanna. So we are familiar with the following, which was of the sentences that we used to do before. Number one, a door was babun. Remember the tanween at the back here? Babun, right? And then we did al-babu, meaning that is now when you put an al, making it definite, and obviously where the u now takes over from the bun because of the alamu ta'arif. So that's all masculine form nouns. Then we come to two examples here of feminine. A window, nafidatun. Okay, nafidatun. And then obviously the window, al-nafidatu. Okay, so we're comfortable with that. And that is what we have been covering in our first session first sections up to now. Now when we do the muthanna, okay, muthanna brings about a change. But must remember what happens here is your noun is still basically the same, but you will add, you do an addition of letters to actually in turn make it, or to change it over into the muthanna, what do you call it, in the muthanna format, okay? For example, you say two doors, see babun will be ba-ba-ni. So there's babun till there, with what you're adding on is a alif and a noon. And the noon will always have a I, okay? And you add an alif on, which will prolong the last letter. Like here, the ba, you'll add the alif on there, and it changes to a ah, okay? So your addition that you're adding will always be ani, meaning alif and a noon. So the last letter here, which is a ba, you will add the alif on there, and a noon, okay? And the noon will have an is, so therefore it's ba, ba, ni, okay? And we'll do lots of exercises like that. you know, as we can recall with Ahmad's reminder for us. And I think it's sometimes when we remind ourselves of certain words that we're familiar with, and that will make it easy for us, you know, when you used to say Pakistani, you know, that ani part there, you know. So remember, you add ani on there, okay? The second one, it will still be al, right? Al-babani. See? Ani comes on alif and nun. So whether it is definite or indefinite, importantly, you will see the difference here. When we look at the mufrad, we found that the one had the un and the other one had the u. But when you add the addition for the muthanna, the alif and the nun, you will always add an alif and a nun, and the nun will always have an i. So there will not be a change, a change in the harf, or not the mouth, the harf, or the vowel that is that is on the last letter. So when it comes to the muthanna, your last letter will always be a nun, and it will always have an i sound. Okay, and will be alif and a nun. So it's al-babani, babani. See, there's not babanin, like it should have now been, like as you would say, the tanween indicates to us, you know, when it is like, for example, as a indefinite word, you know, it will always be the same. And that is the change that we need to observe, you know. It will always be ani, whether it is al, whether it is definite or indefinite, it will just still take the ani on there, right? So al-babani. But now when it comes to feminine, we're adding still ani on, but remember, this is a ta'u marbuta, right? The ta or the ata. But when you now add onto that ta there, and that will always be the case, whenever you add onto a ta marbuta, the ta marbuta will now change to become a flat ta. We call it a ta'u ta'anith or a ta'u maftuha, meaning an open ta. So that ta changes to a flat ta with a ah. Remember, as we mentioned, this letter, this last letter here, all these, they say there's a u, there's a un, there's a u, there's a u. That will all take a ah sound with an alif with. So that will be prolonged, that will be prolonged. So as you can see here, nafida, still the same, but becomes nafida tani. See that? Nafida tani, because of the ta indicating feminineness, okay? And similarly, if you say the two windows, it will be an-nafidatani. See, can we see all just the ordinary ni at the back, no tanweens or whatever, no u, because of it being definite, inshallah. Okay, so I just want to read this for us here. I just want to read this for us here so that we can maybe just familiarize ourselves as what I have said. So in the first name, number one, we say explanation. In order to formulate the dual, the number two is not used in Arabic, you know, like, you know, we don't say two of that. We obviously just add that on there. You know, we don't say two of that. We refer to as adding something on there. Instead, as we say, two letters or suffix. Suffix means added at the back to the word concerned. The letters alif and nun. The alif is a long vowel, you know, like a mad, and the nun has a kasra. See, and that is the ruling there. It will never ever change. So therefore, you look at here. Number two, the two combined form the sound of ani. It is observed that when a letter is suffixed, the ta to a ta marbuta, as we had explained here, then this ta marbuta changes into a ta maftuha, meaning an open ta, or like we say a flat ta. And as seen in the second example, like we've had nafida tani, okay? And an-nafida tani, right? We go further, we say number three, when making the dual definite, the al need only be attached. No changes occur at the end of the word, as was the case when it was singular. Example, babun changes to, as we said here, babun changes to al-babu, the al being added there, but as you can see, is attached to the dhamma, to one dhamma only, right? So is attached and one dhamma is dropped. This form of dual ends also in ani is used in this sentence as the subject. Okay, so inshallah, is there any questions before I go further on that? I think we went quite in detail with that. Is there any questions? You know, if you want to ask, you can maybe just unmute yourself. Any questions with regards to what we had explained before? As I say, it's maybe a changeover for us to just familiarize ourselves with it. But inshallah, as we could manage the other, I am very sure that we will be able to sort of accustom ourselves with this formation as well. Okay? Any questions? Okay, type. Right. Here's some beautiful examples. Can maybe we unmute and then we can just read this all together just to also for familiarize ourselves with the anis. Okay? Righto. So we can start here. Matarun, which is an airport, and then the two airports, Matarani. Okay, everybody, Bismillah.
مطار
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 مطاران
Rani.
Two Matarani. Righto.
راني
Next one.
okay. المطار
المطار
Taib. Righto. Next one.
المطاران
المطاران
Al-Matarani. Can you observe what is happening here? You see, there's everyone takes an alif on there, which brings about that the last letter here, which is the ra, takes a ah. It always changes to a ah, and because of the alif that you're adding next to it, you prolong that now as a mad, sorry, and then your last letter becomes a nun. And that is where we refer to the ani that you adding on there. Okay, nothing you add in front, only to the back. Okay, we will come to another format of the dual. In this particular case, you know, when we look at the nominative sentences and that, it will all be adding ani on there. Now then the next one, everybody,
مصنع مصنعون
it must actually be
Masna'u.
masna'un. That's the error there. Can you see? A factory, right? Factory, you know, so that's the error there. So that's the error there. Okay, and this one, two factories,
مصنعان
masna'ani. Now,
مصنعان
next one,
مصنعان المصنع
المصنع
طيب, next one,
المصنعان
al-masna'ani.
مصنعان السنة
This one,
مركز
مركز
now, it's a center, and then
مركزان
مركزان
two centers, right? And this center,
مركزان
المركز
al,
المركز
al-markazu,
Markazu.
right? And then,
المركزان
right, next one, the station,
محطة
khattatun,
خطة
now, next one,
خطتان
khatta,
خطتان خطتان
ثاني
khattatani, that's it, mukhattatani. Why? Because obviously the ta marbuta, now in this case, we're getting feminine words now. What is happening is you to change the ta marbuta to a ta'u maftuha, meaning a flat ta or open ta, right? Next one, the station,
المخطة
al-makhattatu.
محطة
Now, next one,
المحطتان
al-makhattatani, right? Then we go further, more exercises. This one, a clinic,
عيادة
Yadatun.
yadatun. Last one, next one,
عيادتان
yadatani. Now. Next one, the clinic,
العيادة
Yadatu.
now, and then
العيادتان
yadatani. You see there, we're just adding the ani on here. And a ship,
سفينة
Safinatun.
pinatun, and
سفينتان
Safinatani.
ثاني
ani. And last, the ship,
السفينة
Safinatu.
now, and two ships,
السفينتان
ثاني
safinatani. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, like we will just familiarize ourselves. It doesn't seem too difficult. The only other thing that we must just note is that we must just concentrate when we do that, that, you just, sometimes you can, sometimes misread, there must be ani at the back, but you misread, the actual word in that, you maybe add the ani before or before the last one. But remember, when you look at the noun as it is there, your very last letter of that noun, okay? That is where you make the one a mud and the other one you add on, So I'm going to ask us to do this one as well, okay? Everybody, if you must make this one here, this is markazun, as we did there, a sentence. This is kalimatun jadidatun, new words that we're learning on again, okay? So how would you now, okay, what I want you to do is you say markazun, and then you all say together to me, or you all give the Muthanna version of this one as well. Okay, Bismillah. A center.
Markazun.
مركز
Markazani.
Beautiful, mashallah, mashallah. A station.
Khattatun.
Yeah.
Khattatani.
Beautiful, mashallah. A bird.
Ta'irun. Ta'irani.
Irani, mashallah. Right on. An ant.
Namlatun.
Namlatani.
Mashallah. A question.
Su'alun.
Su'alani.
Su'alani.
Su'alan.
سؤالان
Not su'alan.
Su'alani.
Mashallah.
سؤالان
Right on. An airport.
Matarun.
Matarani.
Mashallah. A donkey.
Himarun.
Himarani.
Marani, mashallah. A horse.
Hisanani.
Hisanani.
Nani. Tribe. Next one. A camel.
Jamalun. Jamalani.
Malani. And last one. Food.
Ta'amun. Ta'amani.
Amani.
Amani.
Amani. Amani. Alhamdulillah.
Eating men.
Nice and challenging, inshallah. It's just that, the next lesson after this is going to become, obviously, another step further. Because what we're going to find, okay, I don't want to, and I'm not going to overstep my boundaries here. We'll come to that lesson next week, inshallah. So, inshallah, let us do a few exercises before we go to our exercises again, our Medina syllabus. Right now, let us just do this one quickly. Can I call name? Okay, I won't. Okay. 2 pens, qalamun.
Kolamani.
Yeah, I'll give you the Arabic words. Huh? Okay. Qalamun, qalamani. Okay, hotel.
Fundukani. Fundukani.
Funduk.
Fundiqani.
Fundukani. Everybody know Fundukani. 2 men, rajulun.
Rajulani.
Rajulani.
Not
Rajulani.
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 Okay, and then 2 shops, dukanun.
Dukanani.
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 Dukanani. 2 servants.
Khadimun. Khadim.
Khadimani.
Khadimani.
Now, if you must say 2 female servants.
Khadimatani.
Khadimatani. Remember, you just add the ta on there.
Primary
And if you must say 2 women.
Nisa. Imratani.
Imra'atun.
Imratani.
MashaAllah. And if you say 2 feminine pens.
Kalamatani. If it's pins. You guys had pins, wasn't car.
Two feminine pins will be.
You don't get feminine pins, but if you put the tunan.
Righto. Two horses.
Kisanani.
Isanani.
Sofanani.
Sonani. No? Righto. Two libraries.
Maktabatani.
Maktabatani.
Tani.
Maktabatani.
Batani. Two
Batani.
donkeys.
Maktabatani.
Two
Imarani.
Himarani. Himarani.
Imarani. Two institutes.
And
Matadani.
Mahadani.
Ma'adani.
Ma'ad.
Ma'adani. And
Ma'ad.
two bells.
Darasani.
Darasuna.
Darasani.
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 Righto. Next exercise before we move on. ترجم إلى الإنجليزية. Okay. Translate into English. Righto. Here we go. الشركتان.
The two companies. The two companies.
Company الشركتون. So
Mm.
there is two companies now.
The two
Companies.
companies.
Companies mean two business companies, no? Two
Ah.
business companies, right? Second one, al-amalani.
Milani.
Two workers. The two workers.
Workers, no? Amalun.
Yeah.
No? Amilun.
Amal.
Amilun is a worker. Amilani. Okay.
The two.
Adiqatani.
Two gardens.
Two.
Two gardens.
Adiqatun is a gardener, so it's two gardens, right? Two gardens. Khadimatani.
It's two female servants.
Two female servants.
Female
here.
servants.
Female servants. Shawkatani.
Ashokatani.
To do with the cutlery.
Forks. The two forks.
Two.
The two
Two for the
The
two
two
forks.
forks.
Ashawkatani. Right?
The two folks. Yeah.
Bustana. Bustanani.
Bustanani.
Two
Bustanani.
forks.
A fork.
forms.
Forks.
Forks, you know, the swings, you know, where we find fork swings and stuff like that. Bustanani.
Nani.
Al-Mukhtabarani.
The two laboratories.
Laboratories. No? Two laboratories.
Laboratories.
Jarasani.
Two
Yeah.
bells.
The
Two bells.
Two bells. Yeah.
Two bells, sorry. Not
The two bells.
It's only two bells.
Two bells, yeah. Ash-shaqqatani.
The two apartments.
Two
The two
Apartments.
apartments. And qaryatani.
Two
Qaryatun.
villages.
The two
It's a village. Karyatan is two villages.
villages, yeah. Inshallah, I'll leave us with that, inshallah, so as you can see, that is very interesting for us to, so there's just to add on that. Is there any questions before we close onto this lesson? And I start with the exercises, inshallah. Is there anybody that have any challenges with regards to this lesson?
Yeah.
Everybody comfortable?
Yeah, Imam.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, now we go back to the new. You can open up there on your Arabic course, part number 2 of the Medina syllabus there.
Wow.
Yeah, on top here, can you see? I've got it on the board here. I don't know if you also maybe
Wow.
you know, if you also use your own, but we can sort of imla'un al-faragh fima yali biwada'ati kalimatun munasiba. What they're saying here is fill in the open spaces a suitable
Word.
noun or word to actually, you know, so as we can see, nafi, nadhifatun, these are all adjectives. So you must add like a suitable noun here, you know, that can actually, you know, that can be qualified by this. Okay, right on. And I just want to see as was wakker is now. Right on. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Right. Nadhifatun, as you
Nadhif.
know, what nadhifatun means?
Clean.
Clean. So what
Clean.
can we say here?
Clean.
Right.
Mindilun nadifun. Clean handkerchief.
Okay. Anybody else? That's one example. And this Rhoda, that example here. Ek wag vir 3 examples. Who's challenging the second one there? Another example with nadhifun.
Nadhifun.
As you know, nadhifun means clean. So
Hmm.
what you gonna put on there? What can you say? What is clean?
Unduk
No,
nadifun.
no. Die Rhoda is French. Ek wag vir nog 2. Twee van die ander 12 mense.
Tiflun.
Ja,
Uh,
kan dat. You know, we
As-salajatu.
Clean shell. Hey.
As-salajatu. Nadhifun.
Wat sê weer Damani?
Nee, verkeerd.
Huh?
Wat sê Damani?
As-salajatu. Nadhifun.
You see,
Qamisun nadhifun.
Qamisun,
Nadhifun.
Nadhifun, yeah. You see with Damani, you see Nadhifun is masculine, right? And because it's indefinite, your noun must also be
But also, yeah, I understand this.
in
I understand.
normatively,
So it means
because Nadhifun is a masculine word, you know, you must have a masculine, that we call it a mausuf.
masculine noun.
Say, yeah, no? So
Now,
I'm
yeah.
looking for a masculine noun, you know, that is indefinite. Because as you can see, here,
Al-Matbakhi.
all indefinite words. So all
Al-Matbakhi.
your nouns that you're going to add must be indefinite.
Yeah.
Come again, Tawani?
Al-Matbakhi. Nadhifun.
Al-
It's also feminine.
No,
Ja, nee,
al-madbahu.
maar moet die al wees nie.
Nee,
You see, because if you say al-madbahu, that you say the kitchen
Is
is
clean. What can I have, Imam? One can have all to say that if you make a sentence.
is clean. Yeah, but we don't make
Nadhifun.
this, yeah. You see, we say
Oh.
الفراغ فيما يلي بوضع كلمات مناسبة. Put in a suitable word. It doesn't say make a sentence.
Matbakhi.
Oh.
must
So,
Oh.
put-
Matbakhi.
You must put in a suitable noun, man, to make this a phrase, proper phrase. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, this must also
Al
be
madbah. Okay, but if you say al madbah, who is most of it is a definite word.
yeah. But then if you say al madbahu, then you say the.
Nadifat,
kitchen.
nadifun. I said the
Okay.
So you
kitchen
must-
is
you must
clean.
put the in.
Kasi,
I say
Turji.
madbahun.
Oh.
Madbahun.
kasi,
nadhif.
Turji.
They must be the same in number. If
Oh,
you're
okay.
gonna make this one al, then it's going
Yeah.
the. You know what I'm
Understand,
saying?
It's
yeah.
clean. Oh.
Okay, right on. Next
So?
one, baridun. Make a sentence. What is baridun? Barid
Baridun.
means
It's cold.
cold.
Baridun.
Baridun is cold. Right on.
Cold,
So
yeah.
give us a suitable noun for there.
Ma'un.
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 Baridun.
Ma'un, baridun.
Right up to Ahmad is clear. Next one. Anybody else?
Laban. Labanun.
Now the Ahmad is clear.
Oh.
Is nog 12 ander mense wat ook nog uitwerk het. Moenie worry nie. Don't worry, we're not in a hurry, you know.
Kideru.
Remember, baridun means it's cold, right?
Cold, yeah.
What else can be cold?
Kideru.
We
The
say
pot is cold.
What about the milk? What about the crown of the
Yeah.
ding? What about the milk? The Ahmad said the water is cold, right? Or fine. Next
Yeah,
one.
okay.
What about the milk?
Abanun baridun.
Laban.
Labanun,
Nun baridun.
Baridun.
okay, fine. Righto, fine. Next one. Okay, give somebody else a chance there. Ba'idun. Ma ma'ana ba'idun?
Oh.
Naam.
Far. Ne? Far.
Far.
Wat is far? Baie dinge wat kan far wees.
Mm.
Al-Madinatun.
Baitun fa. Baitun ba'idun.
Sorry, Klabu Tamani. Next one. Anybody else? 2 other persons?
Madinatun baridun.
Come again?
مدينة
Madinatun.
لا
Ba'idun.
خطأ
Yet.
خطأ بعيدة بمعنى مذكر.
Ba'idun.
بعيدة is a
بعيد.
مذكر mean is a masculine word.
As a masculine,
مدينة is a feminine word. Remember.
feminine, yeah.
But when I say مدينة بعيدة, see?
All
So
right.
therefore you need a masculine word there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Masjidun ba'idun.
Masjidun بعيد. Another one. Last one.
Khadimun. Khadimun. Ba'idun. The servant is far.
Okay, تفضلوا.
Far servant.
The servant is far. You know what I'm saying?
Far away.
Anyway, it makes sense. As you know, as je baie kwai baas is, you know, en dan die servant baie ver van jou bly. Right. Dalisun. بمعنى
Hadisun.
Sitting.
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 Waladun Jalisun.
Barakallah. Mashallah. Next one. Another one.
رجل ثالث
Dalisun. Tribe. Next one. Another one.
Kalbun. Oh, Hirun. Kalbun.
Mashallah. Oh, dat is maar baie. Ahsant. Naam. Qadimun.
Kalimun.
Demon is.
Muallimun qadim. No, what is qadim now? Yeah.
معنى قديم.
Oh.
Kalamun. Kadimun.
Is it?
ترجم.
Old.
What is Kadim?
ترجم. Translate.
Qadimun.
Munas.
Qadimun is old.
Is it old? Yeah.
Siyun qadimun.
Okay. Naam.
Khadimun.
Last one. Nog een قديم.
رجل قديم
ايوه. Next one. مكسور.
Kadimun.
Hirun is
قلم مكسور is broken
Broken.
قلم
مكسور.
مكسور
Come again, Maaf.
قلم مكسور
Ahsant. Next, another noun.
Turji. Turji
Salatun.
maksurun.
Maktabun. Maksud.
Maktabun. And what's the other one, Tamani?
Turji maksurun.
Durjun, the draw. No?
Yeah.
Right?
Turji.
قريب.
Yeah.
قريب بمعنى.
نية
Yeah.
Yeah.
تفضلوا.
Qaribun.
نية
Urfatun. Is near. The room. The room is near.
Kidaru. Kidaru qaribun. Kidarun.
Kidarun.
Kidarun, yeah. The pot is near.
أيوة.
Madinatun. City is near.
Yeah.
City
It's feminine. It's a feminine word.
Okay.
قريبة.
Fundukun qaribun.
فندق.
Qaribun.
The hotel is near. I know.
Baitun.
Standing.
واقف.
واقف
Muallimun waqifun.
Standing. معلم واقف. Teacher is standing. What else?
Himarun. واقف.
أيوة. Next one.
ولد واقف boy
أحسنت ما شاء الله. كبير.
big بيت كبير
بيت
كبير.
Slowly بيت af. قلم en بيت is elke tweede woord. As ander kabirun soek kan hulle. Kom.
what's this is
Batarun.
Bustanun Kabirun.
Ahsan.
خسان كبير
Tot طيب. And what did Jari say?
Jamalun
Matarun.
Kabir.
Jari said something also.
Airport, airport Matarun.
طيب طيب طيب.
طيب.
Righto. Last one جديد بمعنى
New.
new. تفضل.
كتاب جديد.
أحسن. Next one. أخي أنا مرة أخرى.
مطبخي. مطبخون. Kitchen is
جديد.
new.
طيب. Righto. And last one.
سيارة جديد.
قميص جديد.
Furnun.
Not
Jadid.
سيارة. Not سيارة. سيارة is most feminine.
Ah,
سيارة will become جديدة. Okay.
Furnun.
Okay. Right. Alhamdulillah, yeah, beautiful class, very nice, excellent, excellent. I like the spirit and I like the participation, inshallah. I hope, we're all enjoying it, inshallah. Right. Next one. Kalimatun jadidatun, new words. Okay, we can now all read this together. Bismillah, faddal.
القمر.
بمعنى
The
the
moon.
moon.
The
The
moon.
moon. Next one.
جديد.
بمعنى
New.
New.
new. قديم.
قديم.
Old.
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 نعم. Next
وسخ.
one.
وسخ.
وسخ.
بمعنى
Dirty.
dirty. Next one.
نظيف.
نظيف.
Clean.
بمعنى
Clean.
Clean.
clean. Next one.
خارون.
حار.
حار.
Hot.
بمعنى
Hot.
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 Next one.
بارد.
بريد.
بارد.
Cold.
Cold.
Next one.
صغير.
Small.
Small.
صغير.
Small. Next one.
كبير.
Big.
كبير.
Big.
Big.
Big. نعم. Next one.
مفتوح.
مفتوح. Open.
بمعنى
Open.
open. Next one.
مكسور.
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 broken.
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 Next one.
ثقيل.
ثقيل.
بمعنى
heavy.
ثقيل.
Yeah.
heavy.
Heavy.
heavy. nah? Next
Yeah.
one.
خفيف.
Light.
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 خفيف is light.
Next one.
جميل.
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. Next one.
واقف.
واقف.
بمعنى
No.
standing.
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 Standing. Last one.
جالس.
جالس.
بمعنى
Sitting.
sitting.
Alhamdulillah, I think here's beautiful words in here that can actually help us a lot with our
Opposites.
opposites as well. Nah?
Mm.
For example, jadidun, new, qadimun, old. Wasikhun, dirty, nadifun, clean. Harun, hot, baridun, cold.
Cold.
And sakhirun and kabirun. Miftahun, so maftukhun, mabsurun, thaqilun, and khafifun. And so we can go on. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we come to lessons that we already did, just for us to refresh again, inshallah. Here we have, here we can see we have the indefinite and the definite. See there? Where we have the u at the back. Can you see there? Adding alamu ta'arif, making this just the o. Okay? So let us just go through it. Maybe just also say the meaning of the words. Faddal.
نجم.
نجم.
النجم. The star. A star. A star.
نجم أي star and
star.
النجم. the star.
The star.
this one.
رجل.
رجل.
A man. الرجل. The man.
The man.
Lulu. Man.
الرجل. The man.
Next one.
يكون.
يكون.
a chicken.
Chicken.
الديكون. ديكو.
الديكة.
الديكو. الديكة.
No, it's
الديكو.
الديكة.
الديكو.
Kuf is daar.
Ah.
There's a printing area there. Next one.
طالب.
A
a
student.
student.
MashaAllah. And then
الطالب.
الطالب. the
student.
student.
beautiful class. Excellent. MashaAllah. Ik wil zomaar op die noot één laten ons weten, ons de goede noot geënt. You see? So now, can we see? Now we go to the. Now we come to the other one, Auntie Rolda. Remember, where we spoke about proper sentences. Can you see there? See there. This is definite and that is indefinite. Remember, we did this one already. This is the jumlatul ismiya, meaning a complete sentence. Right? Here we go. Okay.
Najmu.
النجم
النجم بعيد.
بعيد.
النجم بعيد معنى
The star is far.
star is far. Number 2, next one.
الرجل
الرجل
واقف.
واقف.
نعم تفضل.
The
Man.
man is standing.
Standing, sorry.
ايوه. Next one.
السكر حلو. The sugar is sweet.
حلو.
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 That's unda. Remember, you know, these are altijd is unmos, right?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
the translation?
The
Yeah.
sugar is sweet.
Like sugar is
Sweet.
Sweet.
sweet. No? Sweet. Okay? Sugar is sweet. Next one.
الطالب
طالب مريض.
مريض.
Idun,
The
mana,
student is
Student is
sick.
for. Maridun is for.
sick.
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 The student is sick.
Eid is for. Huh? Okay?
Bari. Oh, sick.
Maridun. 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 Maradun. Remember, maradun is a nurse.
Marada. Nurse.
Sick.
Okay.
Sick. Okay, so that's a new word we learned tonight.
مرض.
One.
sick. الديك.
Adiku Jamilun.
Jamil.
Jamilun.
The beautiful
Jamilun.
chicken. The
Chicken
beautiful
is
chicken.
beautiful.
Chicken is beautiful.
No, this is very, very important. Again, the meaning.
The
Adiku
chicken is
Jamilun.
beautiful.
Chicken is beautiful.
The chicken is beautiful.
Chicken is
not the
beautiful.
chicken, huh? Somebody said
Yeah.
the beautiful chicken is not the beautiful chicken.
The
If it
chicken
was
is beautiful.
the beautiful chicken, then it would have been Adikul.
Jamilun.
Jamilun.
See, then we'd say the beautiful chicken. But if we say the chicken is beautiful, then this is your, like we call it, this is your your subject, and that is your predicate, right? Because
Mubtada.
that is the noun, and that is what
Mubtada and khabar.
Mubtada and the khabar.
Khabar.
Okay.
خبر.
Next one.
خبر.
الدفتر جديد.
جديد.
You sounds
Mana?
The notebook is new.
After is a notebook. Huh? The notebook
Is new.
Remember, here is must come in here soon as we have a indefinite what to call it, a sifa.
Definite.
Next one.
التاجر غني. The businessman or the merchant is rich.
Merchant is
The merchant is rich.
okay. Next one.
سكان.
الدكان مفتوح.
مفتوح.
The shop
Now.
is open.
Open.
Open. Huh? Shop is open.
Open.
Righto. Next one.
الولد فقير.
فقير.
The boy is
Boy
poor.
The
is
boy
poor.
is poor.
Poor. Right. Next one.
تفاح.
التفاح لذيذ.
لذيذ.
التفاح.
لذيذ.
Ladidun is delicious. Huh? And
Oh, the
tufah is a
apple. The apple is delicious. التفاح
Apple
is
is delicious.
delicious.
Tufahu as an apple. Ladidun is delicious. Huh? Okay. Last one. This one like a nice sentence.
الطبيب.
الطبيب طويل.
طويل.
والمريض قصير.
قصير.
والمريض
والمريض قصير.
الطبيب. The
The
doctor.
doctor is tall.
doctor
And
is
then-
one.
The teacher
And the
is
nurse
The nurse
the
is-
fem the kasir is short.
Is short.
The male nurse is short.
No? Qasir is
Mm,
short.
yes.
Tawilun is-
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So-
As you can see there, we can make nice sentences. Can you see there? So this is like this. Do what, as I mentioned to us previously. Remember, we spoke about we would like to do some conversational Arabic. There we can both. You know, tonight's lesson Marv, tonight's lesson was mostly with regarding building sentences. If you can maybe just note, from all the exercises that we have done so far, inshallah, you can see that it was more with regards to building sentences. And as I say, it's all nice for us to work on that. And like I say, this is how we can build sentences. Try and make small little sentences like that. I mean, we use the common nouns, which is good. The main exercise here is so that you can make sentences the proper way. And I think, like for example, things like when the one is definite, the other one must be indefinite, that type of thing, as we had explained. So inshallah, I hope that you, as all of you should have these copies. You can just go through this again as we had went through here, and we can therefore, just work on that, inshallah. Okay. I will end off now, but just this last exercise here to the end of this page, then we can start with the next page next week, inshallah. Right. Tamarin meaning exercises. Ikra waktub ma'adabti aw akhiru kalimatin. It means again, read and write, and then put on to the last akhir kalimat, the last word or letter. You must put the actual harakat, meaning the sign that must come. Okay. This is once again, as you can see, no harakat. So it's important for us to be able to identify this, and I think, alhamdulillah, I know we are well capable of it. Anyway, bismillah, first one.
Al-Babu.
Al-Babu.
MashaAllah. Next one.
Al-Tajiru.
Ahsan. Next one.
An-Najmu.
Ahsan. Next one.
Al-Qamaru.
MashaAllah. Next one.
Ad-Diku.
Ahsan. Next one.
Al-Ma'u.
Beautiful. Next one.
Al-Sariru.
MashaAllah. Next one.
Al-Baytu.
Beautiful. Next one.
Al-Masjidu.
Masjidu.
MashaAllah. Next one.
Ar-Rajulu.
Ar-Rajulu.
Next one.
As-Sukaru.
Shukru.
As-Sukaru.
Sukaru.
MashaAllah. And last one.
Al-Waraku.
Al-Waraq.
الورق الورق. Beautiful. املأ الفراغ فيما يلي بوضعة كلمات مناسبة. Here again is to add a suitable word here. Remember like we had in the first one there. And alhamdulillah, I think this is where we're going to end off for this evening. Alhamdulillah, it was a very, very interesting evening. Alhamdulillah, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed it tremendously. And inshallah, I hope that as you know, we're going through a period now where everybody's getting back into the normal swing of things, and it's a bit difficult to adapt. A bit difficult to adapt, but inshallah, we ask Allah Ta'ala to make it easy for us. Alhamdulillah, now look back at started and where we are near. Now, I must say, alhamdulillah, I think you and I should be proud of what we had achieved thus far. So inshallah, we leave it at that, and we hope, inshallah, that next week, inshallah, we will start afresh. So inshallah, may Allah make it easy for all those who are having challenges. May Allah Ta'ala grant all those who are not well, shifa and kamilan. May Allah Ta'ala grant all of us success, in this world and the hereafter. Before I conclude, inshallah, I'd just like to have the confirmation of everybody, how you feel about it. I have mentioned to some, but I'm not sure if everybody was listening that time. There's just a thought that came to mind about the start of the class, from next week onwards. As we know, Isha is a bit late, and many who would not make Isha, they must now still go and make Isha, and it's by a lot. And so I was just thinking, and I would like to hear from us what is our input. Maybe you can come back on the chat group, or if you want to confirm now so that we can maybe just put the notification out. We were thinking of maybe starting back at 8 o'clock, inshallah, and then time, and then we do our Isha, our own Isha afterwards, inshallah, of 9. I know it's maybe about an hour later, but I think, it's worth it, and it's for the good reason, that the waqt is still in the fadila time of Isha, right? So inshallah, if it suits everybody, I don't know how we feel about it, because as we were supposed to must have started at 8:30, as we could see how long it actually took us to start, because everybody wants to first finish the salah, and we know we're comfortable. So as we know now, we start ahead of the salah, and then we can just continue thereafter. So I'd just like to know from everybody, do you want to think about it, or is there any maybe
It will be
response? To,
better, Imam.
does
8 o'clock
everybody
will
feel?
be.
There
I'm
were a
comfortable.
couple who said that they are happy with that. Is there anybody that maybe cannot manage it? Doesn't seem like it. So can
Oh,
we maybe
blij
start?
zoeken antwoord.
Nee, deze antwoord, ja, dat is gasten. Goeie vrouwens is gewoon dat stil bly, you know, so. So as hulle stil bly en dat grele, you know, very nice. So inshallah, inshallah from next week onwards, inshallah, we will, you know, we will put the notification on in the week just to inform everybody that we're starting back at 8 o'clock, inshallah. Ne?
Yeah.
But shukran very much, you know, for everybody. But Yusuf, shukran for your time also. We really appreciate, you know, your effort that you put in, inshallah, and may Allah Ta'ala grant and bless you all, inshallah.
Ameen, ameen.
Amen. Amen.
Shukran for Imam also.
Assalamu alaikum.
We're going to have a time
Wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Salam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi
getting a knowledge.
wa barakatuh.